Good morning. Hey, good morning, folks. Tuesday, Luke chapter 10 this morning, and maybe you can see from my shirt the 150th. We're heading to the British Open, the Open in St. Andrews today, Scotland. So it's, but Luke, it's kind of an interesting chapter that he appoints these 72 folks to go out, and says the harvest is plentiful, laborers are few, therefore pray earnestly for the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers, and sends them to enter towns, and just says if they receive you, basically, stick around. If they don't, even the dust of the town that clings to your feet, wipe off against you, so to leave those cities. And then gives them warning to those towns that reject him, to Chorazin and Bethsaida, and says if the mighty works done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago. Tyre and Sidon would have been two Gentile cities. And Jesus is chastising these conservative Jewish cities that are not receiving the word that has happened. The one who hears you, he's saying to these 72, hears me. And the one who rejects you rejects me. And the one who rejects me rejects him who sent me. So Jesus is making it clear these 72 are representatives of him. And the 72, it says, return with joy. It says even the demons are subject to your name. And Jesus kind of tempers their excitement, saying, nevertheless, do not rejoice in this day that the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven. So really stressing that, yes, this ministry that you're doing is a big deal, and it's a huge deal, but even bigger and more importantly is to remember that your name is written in heaven, in the book of life. And then it says, then Jesus goes and rejoices in what has happened. But a lawyer, certainly a Pharisee, came to Jesus to test him. Says, teacher, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? And Jesus says, what do you, how do you read it? What's written in the law? And he answers with the great commandment. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind. And your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus says, you've answered correctly. Do this and you will live. So this great commandment. And then the lawyer wants to justify himself and says, well, who is my neighbor? And we have the parable of the Good Samaritan, that a person fell among robbers. A priest comes by coming from Jerusalem to Jericho, certainly would have gone down and been purified and would have been clean. If he'd had contact with the Samaritan, it would have made him dirty. So really this focus on the religion law drove this priest not to help. A Levite, who would be an assistant to the priest, likewise could really say, hey, the priest didn't stop. I don't need to stop. So really the focus on law and obeying the law over compassion. And the Samaritan, who would have been deeply hated by the Jews, did stop and showed compassion, got the person help and paid for the help. So the point of showing mercy as opposed to just following law is huge. And then ends the chapter with Mary and Martha. Martha, they welcome into the house. Martha's doing all the work. She's doing ministry. And she comes to Jesus and says, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her to help me. I get a kick out of that. And hey, tell her to help me. And Jesus says, Martha, Martha, You are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. So one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her. So it seems this focus, Jesus is calling disciples, calling us even to ministry. And as we do ministry, I think we get excited about the ministry aspect. We get excited about what we're doing. We get excited about helping people. And I think Jesus is stressing in this chapter, what is more important, what is most important is that you are a child of Jesus. You are a child of God. So I pray that for you today, that we choose mercy in how we treat others over obedience to a religious law, or something that like the Levites or the priests would have been choosing, and that we just seek to serve Jesus and to celebrate the fact that we are children of the living God. So have a great day, and we'll be in Luke chapter 11 tomorrow morning. But God's blessings to you from across the pond in Scotland. God bless.